What's going on? How y'all doing out there? What's happening? The video gonna be about the verses. It was Bobby Brown versus Keith Sweat, and it got like a lackluster situation. People comment about, um, Bobby Brown singing not being as it once was, which is true, and Keith Sweat, who very important part of R&B music. It's a trip when I think about these two cats because they both pioneers in New Jack Swing. They both had a big hand in getting Teddy Riley over with the sound. They both had blockbuster albums. Sweat's debut, Make It Last Forever, came in '87 with Teddy Riley. I Wanna was a huge hit. And then by Brown, Don't Be Cruel album, which was co-produced with Teddy Riley and LA and Babyface. And Bobby Brown, My Prerogative, New Jack Swing. So, just strictly sticking to the music. One of the reasons why it's so lackluster with the two is that I'll say it the best way I can. Bobby Brown had the better prime and peak. Keith Sweat had the longer career, had the better career. However, if you combine the two, you probably, if you go by their music at the highest of heights, you probably about 20 years ago probably would have been cool on the situation. It just didn't resonate long term aside from the fans. And I dug both these cats in different ways. Because I do like Bobby. I thought it said that Bobby Brown, I know Chris Brown and already had a long career and Usher had a long career, but that Bobby Brown peak and window, that window wasn't that open that wide, but it was something else for its time. Keith Sweat begged and pleaded and whined and moaned. And he has some cuts I like. His first album is classic. He's had some songs I like after that. But I will tell you, both of them got overtook by R. Kelly, as far as King of R&B go, in different ways. The stage persona and the vibe, Bobby Brown inspired that. And then in the stylings. So I think that's kind of thing that kind of hurts them in that regard because somebody came along like R. Kelly came along and surpassed them with classic album songs, tours, etc. And they didn't really age well. Now Sweat still sells records. I mean, he sold 1 million plus with his live album, which came out 15 plus years ago. But it's a certain demographic that's always going to be there for him, but it just doesn't translate. It's like he got some songs, but it's also not stuff that people necessarily go back over and over again. And Bobby, a lot of that was in the 80s and early 90s. And sadly, some people use his personal life and the way his voice is now against him. But like I said before, his window was tight. But this was probably one of them verses that if this had been held, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, it would, if they had been a versus 25 years ago, this one would have been the fire. This one here would have probably been, if, as long as Bobby's voice is still intact, probably would have been a 25 years ago. It probably would have been right there with LA and Babyface. But now, it's kind of like watching two heavyweight fighters past the pull date fighting like 15 years later, and it's kind of like, I don't know about it. And of course, Bobby's voice is shot now, but I always pull for the man personally because I got nothing but respect for him as a man, everything he's been through. So, thoughts and prayers, and much respect to Keith Sweat and being able to, be successful. But this was kind of like a versus that it's one of them that shoulda, woulda, coulda happened years ago. Would have been interesting, considering they had a lot in common, but it just taken the cards. But anyway, what do you think about the Bobby Brown versus Keith Sweat versus? What was your thoughts and takes? If you said to like that, subscribe, I welcome thoughts and comments, and I do welcome feedback, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another, and I do like some verses if they're compelling. This is one of them that should have been more, and it ain't just because of one or two things. It's just that time kind of passed both of them by in different ways. And it's just what it is. But I do got memories. I'm out.